Okay, I'm here with Sam Ahmed. So I'm going to try and get your long job title right. Global Head of Digital Retail Marketing at Standard Chartered.
Thank you, yes.
And you were just fresh off the stage from talking about value at Campaign360. How easy is it to stay on top of this very constantly, quickly evolving changes? I mean, how do you make sure that you're right in the conversation at all times, to stay ahead of the curve on?
Yeah, I think there's two things. So one is that you are always learning, and if you have the mindset of learning and optimizing, it means that you are going to be looking out for all different data points that show where you're going right or wrong. The second area is that you must utilize your agency partnerships. And when I say agency partnerships, I'm also talking about my creative agencies, media agencies, our Google, Facebook, and ensuring that we're working together to make the best client experience possible.
Yeah. And you mentioned on stage that deeper relationships with agencies
critical
makes for greater trust
and
greater transparency. Do you think that in the industry in general, there hasn't been enough emphasis put on trust between people and relationships between people?
Yeah, I think that the discussion we had was the most successful brands en masse really have had deeper, longer relationships with their agencies. And the learning was when it got to breaking point, they got together, worked it out, developed a plan, and actually got better than they were before. That feels like more of a successful model than going to pitch, losing momentum and focus for 7 months, integrating new agencies for 10 months. It kind of feels the model of, you know what, work out your marriage first before you start looking outside. For marketers is the right thing to do.
Yeah, okay. And we were talking both about data privacy.
Yeah.
Is this a conversation that is being had enough? I think it's the kind of subject that gets touched on but not delved into.
Yeah.
Do you think, you said all companies are facing compliance issues. What more do we need to be talking about concerning data privacy?
Yeah. So like I said on stage, so we put data privacy as our number one KPI. And like a number of the other speakers, our businesses are based on data privacy. So that's our starting point. What is important though is how do we learn from data, learn from our customer behavior, but also learn from new customer behavior that we see happening in everyday life. Because what happens is that we can then develop campaigns and experiences that our clients may want, but they don't know yet. And ultimately, that's what great marketing is about, is thinking about what your client will want before they know they want it, because you're putting different data points together to see in the future what they'll need. And we know if you do that, it makes the client happy and you develop a successful business model.
Yeah.
So that's the data point that we have.
Okay. And since we're talking about media, how much is world news kind of on your radar as affecting all of this whole discussion? How do you get your news in?
Yeah, sure. So I think there's a sort of a news aspect to what's going on in the greater zeitgeist of communities, and then you break that down into segments, and then you break that down into what are the opportunities that you've got. If you start at news, it's just overwhelming.
Yeah.
If you start at data, it's overwhelming. You do need to develop a funnel to ultimately get down to, okay, what are we going to do with it? And news is 24 hours, data is 24 hours. If you don't have that funnel to utilize it, you can really get starry-eyed, and that's not good.
Yeah, okay, fantastic. I'm going to leave it there.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Nice to see you.